friends, we were saying that the next generation of developers and designers won't be developers or designers, they'll be poets, but for the computer world, right? Each language has its own philosophy, and each framework has its own philosophies. I mean, especially when it comes to frameworks such as Laravel. Yeah, my coding style, fortunately or unfortunately, stems from video games. My name's Josh, I'm a full stack developer, and you're watching Bits and Bytes.
Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Bits and Bytes. I'm your host for this series, John Burnett, and I'll be speaking to a variety of professionals within the tech industry to unravel various insights, technical trends, and common industry issues, all within the time it takes you to finish your coffee. In today's episode, I spoke to Joshua Harrison, a full-stack developer here at SimpleStream with over 4 years of experience. Let's dive into episode 5.
100%. When AI was first coming out, me and a couple of my other friends, we were saying that the next generation of developers and designers won't be developers or designers, they'll be poets, but for the computer world, right? So the idea is that you'd have to learn how to talk to a computer to get it to provide what you want, and so you sort of become a poet. It's more down to literature than it is down to the individual mechanics of what it is you're working on now, and it's quite a cool space. At the moment, honestly, React, just because, I mean, I'm a little biased because I really love the React Native package, and I love the idea of developing, multiple apps, web, iOS, Android, all in one code base, but that's more from an efficiency point of view. But overall, React's just developed so much support over the years, and being able to utilize the JSX markup, all the while, writing JavaScript, which is one of the most fun programming languages to work with. It's very free-flowing, and it's quite forgiving. Obviously, you can still write good and bad JavaScript, but yeah, just the nature of JS and the way that React has been templated out, it helps keep code really clean. And I love how it's slowly becoming the lines between front end and back end get blurred very heavily with React, especially with a new framework for React that was built on top called Next.js, which they've managed to abstract into server-side and client-side components, and they have static site generation. So yeah, React is a forever growing space that's a lot of fun to work with a relatively steep learning curve, but once you're there, a lot of doors open up for you. This is actually something that I was debating for a long time, especially where I've just been watching a lot of uplifting videos, and I'd actually put up a post regarding it. And interestingly enough, I got a lot less engagement with that post than I thought, and I think it's because a lot of people don't really understand the software space enough, even if you're in it, and what it truly is capable of. When most people, when they think about it, they mostly think about delivering stuff or creating revenue, or the focus isn't really always seem to be how can we meaningfully help someone, and it's something that's been really difficult to think about. And a couple of ways that I have come up with have been down to accessibility, and I had an idea of creating a browser plugin and releasing a standardized spec for all the web, which essentially will make people who are vision impaired, auditorily impaired, it'll make navigating the web easier. And the idea is that it would automatically crawl for the specific information and digest it in a meaningful way, push it through some form of AI to interpret the key parts of the information and log where these key bits of information are, to then output that information that's been ingested by the AI to the user via whatever means they are able to hear or see. But it's very much so up in the air, and it's something that I found very challenging to think of, but I'll keep pondering it. It's hard. So yeah, a lot of my inspiration just comes from looking at the best practices, looking at certain webinars with the certain languages, and a lot of the underlying inspiration from a lot of my development work and my sort of coding style to this day is actually from making mods for things like Minecraft and Quake mods, and just, yeah, my coding style, fortunately or unfortunately, stems from video games.
And that concludes yet another episode of Bits and Bytes. If you're keen to learn more on the topics discussed within today's episode, feel free to visit simplestream.com, navigate towards our resources section, and there you can find more information. Feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe. I've been John Burnett. Until next time.